What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 7 to the Sky. Guys, last episode we started working on some bees. We have our bees over there. They're buzzing. They're doing their thing. Yeah, we left off looking at a way to try and make getting more bees easier. But before we get into that, you can see right here, this bottom hive, we got the maximum honey level. You can see that it is yellow on those little spots. This top one is not. So this bottom one is ready to go. So we should be able to, for instance, break this glass and have access to that. The bees don't really like it if you use shears or a honey bottle on their hive without pacifying the hive first, I do believe, right? Unless you use redstone, like a dispenser with shears in it. Yeah, anyway, if we take a look at the quest here, the next step, the first step, I guess, want us to have 3 honeycomb. Right? And that's going to give us 2 more and all this, but that's locking out these other quests. So we need honeycomb. We have 1 hive ready to go. So let's grab some shears. And I do believe even if the bees get angry, they will pop out the front. They should not be able to pop out the back because the bees can only exit through the front of the hives, right? They can enter from any side, but they can only exit from there. So if I do that, they might get upset. It sounded like they might have gotten upset. I'm not sure. But anyway, we have the combs available. Let's grab these and get out of here. Yeah, so there we go. We got 3 honeycomb out of that. That's very good. So that's going to give us 2 more honeycomb, a honey bottle, and some XP. Let's claim all of these things. Awesome. So the next quest we have here, let's get away from the farm animals. The next quest that we have is capturing bees. So this wants us to have 4 bee cages. You get 4 of those with 1 honey bottle and then 2 planks. Thankfully, they gave us a honey bottle as part of our quest there. So let's come over here and let's make, what's it called? Bee cage? Sturdy bee cage? What's a sturdy one? Capturing bees, it's a quest. Villager trait. Oh, that must be the villager only. I wonder if these bee cages are one-time use only, if that's the difference. That might be the difference. I don't know. I've never messed with this before. Okay, so we got the bee cage. To get our own bee farm going, we will have to find us some bees and capture them. Right-clicking a bee with this will capture it. Adventuring can also net you some sturdy bee cages, so keep an eye out. It doesn't really say what the difference is, so I assume the sturdy ones are better. They're getting us 1 sturdy one. Okay, anyway, so we will move on. So the big book of bees, the bee manual. This seems like something that we should get. So that is a sturdy bee cage and a book, or a regular bee cage and a book. So there is no difference between these two. So let's go ahead and make that. So we need a book. Somehow this setting... autofocus when open. I updated the pack, and every time I update the pack, I have to like go through and change all the settings again. Normally I like it so applied energistics autofocus is up here so I can just search for something right away. So book, yes, we want a book. I was just like looking here to make sure we don't have that. Yep. So the book plus a bee cage, and that's going to give us the big book of bees. Quest complete. Very good. That's 100 XP. And then finding nests. Nest locator, not tuned. Shift right click on a block of the same type as the nest you are looking for. So this like implies that we should be able to go somewhere outside of the skyblock environment to find nests, right? I do know there's other dimensions, but we haven't even looked at any of that stuff yet. Like there's Twilight Forest, but I don't know if you can find bees there. I think there was another... I'm pretty sure I saw another dimension somewhere. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So we'll just ignore this for now. That's not blocking anything. So your first beehive, yeah, we actually already made that, didn't we? But I set it down in here, and now there's a bee in it. I don't know if the bee's going to get upset if I break it. So what we can do, actually, no, we can silk touch it, right? If you silk touch, break those, they don't get upset at you. So let's do that. We need this axe here. This one's got silk touch. So we'll just go ahead and pick it up. There it is. Your first beehive. We did it. And we'll just place that back down. Okay, so this quest is now complete. That's 2 more honeycomb. This says using vanilla method, go ahead and make yourself a beehive to have your own little setup. These can hold 3 bees each, but we won't be using it for long. Bees will only create honey and honeycombs if they have the right flowers. Vanilla bees can use any flower, but most bees in the mod will require specific blocks. Make sure to check JEI for more info. These animals are really loud. I'm just gonna move over here. Okay. I should turn them down a little bit. Advanced beehive. Oh, what is the recipe for this? Valid items for advanced beehive. Advanced oak beehive. Okay, it doesn't tell me how to create it. Oh, I have to click through again. So that is a beehive with some planks, a campfire, some honeycomb, shears. Interesting. Okay, let's read about this. With the vanilla beehive, we'll use this to craft the advanced beehive. It can be oak or any kind of wood. Bees will fly in and out of these and drop off honeycombs in the inventory. You can also insert glass bottles to get honey bottles. We'll need plenty of honeycombs for treats. Awesome. Okay, well, I think there's already a bee. There's a pig in that one spot that I broke out earlier. I think there's already a bee in one of these, so I am going to not use that hive. Yeah, we're not going to use that one. I am going to come over and make ourselves another brand new beehive, or a couple of them. I don't know how many of these that we need. Beehive. Yeah, so we will make these. We saw this was pretty easy to do. We just have to make these. Let's make, I don't know. How about we'll go 3 of them? Or 4. We'll do 4. Okay, that's fine. So the advanced oak beehive. Yeah, we have to make the campfires in order to do this. I don't think it matters if you use a soul campfire or not. We'll make 4 of those. I'm going to need 4 shears. And I guess we do need 2 honeycomb per. So we have 7 total. So we will only be able to make 3 of these. So there's 1. Wait. Oh, yeah, these are in my inventory. 2, 3. Okay, so we made 3 of those. We got to wait until we get more honeycomb to make any more of those. But we do have these. Let's place one down. Just take a look at it. Okay. I don't know what. Is this just showing the 3 bees that can be in the hive at a time? Honey bottle, and then maybe this is where the honey goes. Interesting. We'll have to see how this all works. Very interesting. Is this not? They don't stack. Can I clear it? I can clear it. Awesome. All right. So moving on, advanced beehive, no more shearing. Okay. Oh, maybe it says no more shearing. So maybe that means if they produce honeycomb, it just goes into that output slot. That would be useful. All right. So powered centrifuge and expansion box, increasing our bee storage. Expansion boxes are placed on top of your advanced beehive to increase the amount of bees that can be in the hive to a total of 5. Wow. Okay. Okay, so that's a honeycomb plus some oak planks. We have enough to make 1 of those. Let's just go ahead and do that. So, oh no, actually I have 2 more honeycombs in my inventory. Plank, like so, and there's 1. All right, so we place the advanced beehive and we place this on top. And now it's a multi-block. Oh yeah, look at that. We can put 5 bees in there. And then it's got slots over here. These are new, I think, right? Yeah, those didn't exist. I wonder what these are for. Does the quest say? It doesn't say what those are. We get some more honeycombs. We get some more XP. Honey treat. In productive bees, you don't spend most of your time flying around trying to find certain bees. Instead, you spawn them in using nests with honey treats. With these, you'll create yourself some nests and right-click them with the treats to lure bees in. Make sure to check out which biome you need to be in to lure the right bees. Interesting. Okay. So we need a honey treat. So a honey block plus some honeycombs make that. So I don't think we'll be doing that anytime. So a honey block is 4 honey bottles. And we don't have any honey bottles right now. So we need to wait for our bees to do some things over here. Create some more honey. There we go. So that's 1 bottle's worth. Yeah, we're going to have to spend some time here letting the bees do their thing to collect that honey. All right, so I put in the oak expansion box, the advanced oak beehive. I got rid of the other hives here. In fact, I made a second one of these oak expansion boxes. So we have 2 bees in here. We have 5 bees in this one. And I put some glass bottles in here. And I was kind of looking at these and I was like, what is that useful for? So I was searching the productive bees mod. Turns out there are upgrades. Okay. So increase the production output of bees in this hive by 140%. Multiple upgrades can be installed for greater increase. That sounds pretty awesome. I don't even know what the recipe is. A bunch of honeycomb and honey blocks. So we can't do that just yet. Speed upgrade gives a 20% decrease in time spent in the hive. Can be installed in a centrifuge for faster processing. Multiple upgrades can be installed. Baby. When installed in the hive, it gives a 5% chance for a new baby bee to be spawned from the hive every time honey is delivered. That sounds awesome. Not baby. When installed in a catcher, only adult bees will be caught. Okay. Wait. Change the produce output to blocks instead of chips for lumber and quarry bees. Okay. Anti-teleportation prevent bees from leaving this hive from teleporting. Okay, there are some bees that do teleport, like ender bees, I think. Yeah, so that's pretty good. Upgrade range, filter, pokey gene sampler. Slowly extract genes from visiting bees, totally not hurting them in the process. Multiple upgrades can be installed for a greater chance. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty good. Have we gotten any drops? We got 1 honeycomb here. We got 5 honeycombs over here. There are 3 of these things. I don't know. Is that the honey level? Is that like 3 of 5? Not entirely sure. Might be. But yeah, so this is going to work. We're just going to have to sit here and kind of like AFK, let the bees do their thing, collect their pollen, go back into the hives, and then we will profit. All right, guys, so we've been letting these bees go for a while now. I now have a total of 10 of them. So both of these hives are completely full when all of the bees are in their respective beehives. So we have collected 12 combs and 1 honey bottle from this one. And we have 22 combs and 3 honey bottles from that one. So that seems pretty good. The quest that we are trying to do was this honey treat. And this requires us to have a block of honey, which is 4 honey bottles. Okay, so we should be able to do that now. There is a honey block. And let's come over here so we can do a little bit of crafting. So we want the honey treat. And there it is. Awesome. So quest completed, honey treat. That's going to give us 1 to 3 more honey treats and some XP. I like it. So now that we have the honey treats, that's unlocked these different paths here. So we have paths to getting the different types of nests, right? We saw the birch nest last episode for one. But let's read through this. If you want to turn your bee farm into a factory for resources, you will need to start by spawning in bees with nests. While normally nests would need to be placed in specific biomes, these restrictions have been removed for skyblock. To lure a bee to the nest, right-click on it with a honey treat. Nests will not work without the treats. Important note, certain bees will only live in the nest and will not go into advanced hives. If they don't produce a honeycomb, they need to live in a nest instead. Okay, so we'll go ahead and turn that on. So yeah, a draconic bee in the end. This one's kind of interesting. So going back to the productive bees section here, and we were looking at these upgrades, right? So if we look at this one, the upgrade productivity, which increases the bee by 140%. This big book of bees, I think, is messing with that text, right? There it is. Yeah, so it increases the hive by 140% and you can stack them. Thing is, this actually requires draconic chunks, 2 of them. Each draconic chunk requires 9 draconic dust, and to get that draconic dust, you need a draconic comb. 30% chance per comb to get one of those. So we're going to need quite a bit of those draconic combs, and these, of course, come from draconic bees. So the very first one here was the obsidian nest, and it says lures a draconic bee in the end. So this means we have to go to the end. We have to either make one or find an obsidian nest. It says click to view recipe. tough living environment, only suitable for some bees, native to the end. So I don't know how this works. It said that we had to click a honey treat on them. Oh, it looks like actually you craft a diamond sword with an obsidian to make it. I was thinking you place down an obsidian block and then you right click the honey treat on there, but I guess this is the recipe. Obsidian and a diamond sword. Well, we can go ahead and make that then. Diamond, we got some diamonds in here. And a stick. And then one obsidian block. We got plenty of that. And there we go. Obsidian nest. We did it. Quest complete. All right. So that's going to give us 100 experience. Very good. I don't think I'm going to go through and craft all of these. I think we'll just do them like as we need them. And then eventually we'll just do them all to get the quest complete. But for right now, I think we'll leave that alone. So let's look at this side over here, all the modium progression. If you want all the mods bees, it takes a lot of capturing and breeding and feeding. The following part of this quest line outlines which bees you'll need to move forward. Make sure to check GEI and the Big Book of Bees for more info. Right, so if we wanted glowstone bees, it says we need glowing combs. Valid items, so we need the glowing bee spawn egg or the glowing comb. If we look at the glowing comb, that comes from an advanced beehive, and we need a glowing bee. Glowing bee comes from glowstone nest. And does it say attracts glowing bee in the nether? Nest must be placed in nether to attract bees. Aha. So there's going to be a lot of doing this. I do not know how long it's going to take for placing the nest with the treat and waiting for a bee to show up. Maybe it's going to take a long time. Maybe it'll be quick. That's something that we're going to have to figure out. But since we do have access to the nether, I feel like we should at least give it a try. So we need a wooden sword plus a piece of glowstone. So that seems like a very simple thing. So there's one glowstone, and then we need sticks and some plank. All right, so there's that, there's a glowing nest. We have the honey treats. We have access to the nether over here. Let's go see how long this takes and, you know, what's all involved in doing this. I don't think it should be too bad, but I guess we'll find out. So right on top of the portal, I think this is good enough. We'll place the nest. I'll right click a honey treat on there. Repopulation cooldown, use additional treats to speed up. Oh, okay, so it takes 1200 seconds by default. What is that? 20 minutes? If I right click, it goes down by 100 seconds. Oh boy. Well, I don't have infinite of these honey treats, so I think we're gonna have to wait. Another thing is, when this bee spawns, I need a way to capture it, and I do not have our capturing tools with us. So back to the overworld, and I'm gonna wait this out. All right, so there's just a few more seconds remaining for this bee to repopulate, I suppose, is what's going on here. So let's see how this works out. I did end up using a few more honey treats on here. I couldn't help myself. We have one remaining, but oh, there it is. Okay, so the bee is there, and now it's like going into the void. Please don't go into the void, bee. Come here. Come here. Come here. Got him. Okay, I made the advancement catchy. All right, so we have a bee cage with a glowing bee in it. Hold shift for more info. Type hive, behavior diurnal, blah, blah, blah. Sneak while releasing the bee to reset its hive position. Okay. Well, I do not know if this bee is one that will work in the overworld. I do not know if it needs the glowing hive. We're gonna try putting it over here next to our other bees and see if it will go into one of these hives. It says shift right click when releasing it to reset its hive position, so I assume we want to do that. So I place the glowing bee in here. It's coming right for me. Why are you coming at me? Okay. I assume this bee needs glowstone in order to get pollen, right? So let me go get a block of glowstone for it. So we want some glowstone. We'll have to set up like a whole bee area, I expect, sometime in the future. Okay, and one piece of glowstone I'll just put right there. So the bee went in the hive, glowing bee, and now we don't have enough space for this guy, so he's gonna wander around. We need to sleep so the bees come out of the hive, and then they'll allow space for him to sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna play around with this for a little bit, see if that glowstone works, and if there's anything else we need to know about this glowing bee. So I've been watching the bees work, and they aren't doing so great using the flowers that I have provided. So what I want to do is get myself some azalea leaves, but in order to do that, I do believe we have to have moss in order to spawn in the azalea plants as we bone meal this, right? So I was looking at the different ways to get it, but it seems like this is going to be the way for us to get the moss block in this mod pack, at least right now. There might be a few other ways that we can get it later on, but for right now, this seems to be it. So we need 8 moss patch and transformation powder. We've already collected transformation powder and the moss patch, this stuff right here. But I guess punching it is not the way to get it. Can you silk touch it? There's got to be a way to obtain this stuff, right? E, if I can press the right button. So let's see, silk touch, can I get it this way? I do not get it that way. So shears, there's got to be some way. I'll figure it out. All right, so I found some of those logs that have this moss on it. I was able to use shears in order to obtain this stuff, right? So I got enough for some extra in case we needed extra. I don't think we will. And then we also need transformation powder. Again, this is stuff that we have found in chests inside the Hollow Hill. So there we go. There is a moss block, right? So all we need is just one plus some bone meal. So I set up a little platform here above our area. Place that right like that. And if we bone meal this, there we go. There's azalea and more moss. So we can just go ahead and mossify all of this stuff. Let's get it. You can't bone meal the carpet. Oh, actually, I guess you can just shift to spread it all. That's actually kind of nice. And it grows these azaleas as well. So these are what we wanted, the flowering azalea leaves. That we're going to replace the floor of the bee area with. That way the bees don't have to fight over one specific point. They can kind of spread out, have their own flowers and all of that kind of stuff, which is going to make that so much better. These shears are just about dead, so I need to get myself a new pair. So iron, boop, boop. Very good. Yep, and then we just really want the flowering ones, but I'll go ahead and get all of the azalea leaves as well. How many did I end up with? 16? I think we need just a little bit more than that. There we go. Now there's some azalea leaves on the ground. The bees are able to kind of spread out a little bit, get their own flower without bumping into each other, and collect their pollen. Yep, I would say these bees are pretty happy. They're doing what they want to do. The problem is that glowstone bee, whenever it pops out, just like goes way over here and then like decides to come back slowly. And you can see it's fighting these other bees, which is kind of bumping them. And maybe some of them will lose interest in the flower that they're currently trying to go to. Not sure, but yeah, for the most part, it seems like most of the vanilla bees are happy using these acacia leaves or azalea leaves. I'm sorry. Yeah, the glowstone bee eventually comes back here. I think it'd probably be best if we separated this out. So like this one hive was kind of just enclosing the 2 air spaces in front of it. What were you doing? You were just there collecting the pollen, and then you decided to go do something else. And now you're messing with that bee. I don't know. These guys are a little crazy sometimes. I did replace the fence gates here with a create glass door. This thing is pretty cool. I like it. So yeah, we can just come in here, block the entrance. We don't have to worry about opening and closing both those fence gates. So yep, I definitely like this. It looks nice too, and it fits the glass aesthetic that we got going on as well. So yeah, that's pretty good. Also, these hives you can use pipes with. So I have set up extraction underneath all 3 of those, and they're coming over here to this chest. So yeah, you can see we've collected quite a bit of honeycomb. We have some extra honey bottles, and we are collecting glowing combs. The glowing combs will turn into a glowing comb block. They can also be centrifuged into glowstone dust. Looks like 100% chance, wax 100% chance, and you get 50 millibuckets of honey. So that's another way that we can get honey in this other than just the honey bottles. Yeah, honeycomb I think also gives you a little bit of honey as well. If we go over to the centrifuge, yeah, look at that. That gives you 100 millibuckets. So 10 of these will give you 10 wax and a bucket of honey, which I guess is a full block of honey. So yeah, we won't really have to worry about it too much as long as we got our vanilla bees doing their thing. But with that honey and the honeycomb, we should be able to make some more of those honey treats, get some more of those bees, and all that kind of stuff. The only thing that I'm a little iffy about is how we're going to get more of these glowstone bees. I'm thinking the mob duplicator that we made last episode, we should be able to capture that honey or the glowstone bee and then spawn it in. I'm not entirely sure that we can use the XP that we have collected so far as essence. I think we might actually have to set up a way, like a mob slaughter or whatever that's called. Whatever the industrial foregoing way is to collect essence, I think we might have to set that up in order to duplicate mobs. So we'll have to check that out next time. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that. If we can duplicate those glowstone bees, that'll make our life that much easier. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.